Now, let us look at digestion.
What is digestion?
Digestion is the breakdown of large, insoluble food molecules into small, soluble food molecules so that they can be absorbed into the bloodstream. In humans, digestion begins in the mouth and ends in the ileum. There are two kinds of digestion: mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. The term mechanical digestion refers to the physical breakdown of large pieces of food into small pieces. Let us look at these examples. 1. Chewing or mastication. 2. Churning and mixing of food in the stomach. Chemical digestion refers to the breakdown of food into small molecules by digestive enzymes. In this illustration, we are going to look at digestion. But let us first look at the different parts that we have. We have got the mouth. We have the teeth. Right here, there is the tongue. And we have the salivary glands. In fact, let us name the main ones: parotid gland, sublingual gland, and right here we have submandibular gland. This part is called epiglottis. And right here we have the esophagus. You can also call it gullet. Right here we have the trachea or windpipe. It's not part of the digestive system, but it's good to know its location. Now let us look at digestion in the mouth. The digestive process begins in the mouth. Using the teeth, the process of chewing starts to break down food. Chewing is also known as mastication. Chewing or mastication is the process by which food is crushed and ground by teeth. The salivary glands secrete saliva. The function of saliva is to begin chemical digestion and to keep the food moist, making it easier to swallow. In the saliva, there are chemicals called enzymes. Enzymes are important molecules that help break down large insoluble food molecules into small soluble molecules, which can be easily absorbed. Each enzyme in the digestive system is specially made to look for only one type of food. Once the enzyme finds that type of food, it begins breaking it down into pieces that the body can use for fuel. Saliva contains an enzyme called salivary amylase, also known as ptyalin. This enzyme is specially made to begin attacking and digesting carbohydrates. Both chemical and mechanical digestion of carbohydrates begin in the mouth. In the mouth, the enzyme salivary amylase or ptyalin begins the digestion of cooked starch and converts it to maltose. Starch is one of the three main types of carbohydrates. The tongue helps to push the food around while you chew with your teeth. Food that has been chewed and mixed with saliva in the mouth at the point of swallowing is called bolus. As food is swallowed, the soft palate blocks the upper pharynx to prevent food from entering the nasal cavity. Swallowing forces the bolus through the pharynx or throat. Right here, we have a sphincter. It is known as upper esophageal sphincter. The upper esophageal sphincter controls the movement of food from the pharynx into the esophagus.
What are sphincters?
Sphincters are muscles that surround tubes and serve as valves, closing the tube when the sphincters contract and opening it when they relax. Look at this animation. It shows how the bolus is swallowed. This part here is called esophagus. It has another name, that is gullet. The esophagus is a muscular tube about 25 centimeters long. The esophagus is located between the throat and the stomach. Its function is to transport food and fluid after being swallowed from the mouth to the stomach. I want you to note this. No absorption of nutrients takes place in the esophagus. The term bolus works up to the time food enters into the stomach. Bolus has the same color as food that has been chewed. Food moves through the esophagus by the process called peristalsis. Peristalsis are wave-like involuntary muscular contractions that move food through the digestive system. Right here, we have the lower esophageal sphincter or cardiac sphincter. The lower esophageal sphincter, also known as cardiac sphincter, protects the esophagus by preventing backward flow of the acidic stomach contents up into it. I mean up into the esophagus. Normally, it opens to allow food and liquid into the stomach, or to permit belching. Then it closes again. If this sphincter does not tighten as it should, stomach acid creeps up into the esophagus, which causes heartburn, in Luganda known as ekiketo. Heartburn is a painful, hot feeling that generally starts in the middle portion of the chest and often moves closer to the throat. Belching is sending out gas from the stomach noisily through the mouth. Now, let us look at the stomach. The stomach is a stretchy muscular sac that lies between the esophagus and the small intestine in the upper abdomen. The stomach has three main functions. Function 1, it mixes and stores food until it can be further digested. Function 2, it secretes chemicals that help break the food into more digestible forms. Function 3, it controls the passage of food into the small intestine. Inside the stomach, we have the rugae. As the stomach fills, it expands by unfolding the rugae. Rugae are folds on the stomach wall. On average, the stomach can easily hold a capacity of 1 to 2 liters of food and liquid during a meal. At a price of discomfort, the stomach can distend to hold more.